What is going on, guys? This is Badass Reviewer, and I'm back with another review, this time taking a look at the Avengers Infinite series Indestructible Hulk. Now, this is my second Hulk figure in the Marvel Universe scale that I picked up. I picked up the whole wave for the Avengers Infinite, mostly just to pick up the Wasp figure, but I was also kind of excited about this figure because he looked really cool, and I think it's a really nice figure. He is reusing the Apocalypse mold, I believe, from what I remember, and I have seen what that figure looks like, so he does resemble a lot of pieces from this guy. But he is in his Marvel Now uniform, or his more modern look, I guess, and he comes with all these detachable pieces. Now the problem I have with these things right off the bat is they're not like meant, they kind of stretch out and they don't like to stay on his arm very well. So you might want to just kind of glue it on there just to keep it on there, because otherwise it becomes loose and it doesn't want to stay on. But it does look nice when they are on there, has nice little shoulder or elbow guards for them. I would just say maybe like glue it on there or do something. This piece here is also removable. It's basically just a jacket which you can take off this way. I'm going to keep it on because I think he looks better with it on. He looks pretty cool. I've kind of, read up on the new comics and stuff, and he's now an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. And they kind of use him to like destroy things, in a good way. So, really cool. It's a really nice head sculpt. It looks pretty nice. He's got this kind of a buzz cut head, or haircut. He's really angry. I feel like his head's a little small in comparison to his body. It could have been a little bit bigger, I think, because it seems a little small to me. But it's alright. It gets a good range of motion. Looks nice. The green, I like the green a lot. Not a whole lot of detail on him. He's pretty plain for the most part. He's got his gloves on here, which I believe are sculpted, so that's nice. The real detail is in his little jacket thing here that goes around his torso. That has some nice looking paint going on there. It kind of made it look like he's been, busting through some stuff. So it's got some like nice gunmetal shading going in there, which is really nice. And you come down to where his boots are, which I believe are reused parts. They're also very nicely detailed, like he's been, punching through things and stuff like that. So that's really nice, detail on that part. Not a whole lot going on in the brown. It's mostly just a plain brown. The green is pretty flat for the most part. It seems like his hands are a little bit darker than the rest of them, but it doesn't really bother me too much. He looks fine as he is. Certainly there's been better painted Hulk figures, such as this one here, which is the only other Hulk figure I have for Marvel Universe. I like this as a, classic Hulk, and I think a lot of people do. And it's really kind of the same figure. Actually, it's not. It's kind of different. But definitely this one is a bit taller than the other. The new one's a little bit taller just because he's using a, bigger mold. This part here is a loose piece, but it stays on there pretty nicely, so you don't have to worry about that. Another really complaint I have about these Marvel Universe figures is kind of that they're just really loose, and it feels like they're just gonna pop off, or like joints are gonna pop out, because like you can see that there, his leg is kind of wanting to fall apart. His arm, when I got him out of the package, was super stiff, and his hand popped off. And it's kind of loose, so it's just kind of like quality control, and they just seem to not want to, they're just kind of cheap, it feels like. This one, I wouldn't say he's cheap. He's got some weight to him, but definitely it's just like, you got to be careful because it feels like joints are going to pop out or something, so take that as you will. So let's go over articulation real quick. His head is on a ball joint with a hinge, so it can look up a little bit. You could probably half it on the peg to make him look up a little bit more. It is on just kind of like a ball peg right there, so you can pop that on. He looks down pretty far, rotates left and right. He's got ball hinged shoulders, so they go in and out, rotate 360 degrees. bicep swivel, single joint in the elbow. Gets about a 90 degree, but it gets a good amount, so no complaining there. He's got a single hinge in the wrist, and his hands are kind of like going inwards, which I don't mind, because you know you can have him in this pose here, and then when you want to have him punching something, you just gotta pose it just right to get it, but it looks fine. He's got this upper diaphragm joint, which doesn't really go forward or back. It does go left or right. No waist swivel, unfortunately. As far as I can tell, he doesn't. Yeah, I think he just has the diaphragm joint. So no waist swivel there. His legs can go forward and back. They go in and out. Rotates at the upper part of the thigh here. He's got double jointed knees, which don't really get a whole lot of motion. Or he would be fine with a single joint, just because, you know, when he goes backwards, his legs or his thighs are so big that they kind of get in the way. Or his calves, I'm sorry. They kind of get in the way, so that really doesn't matter if he had it or not. He's got a ankle pivot, and his foot can go up and down, but because of this piece here, it's kind of restricting the foot articulation. But he does have an ankle pivot, so you can get him in pretty good poses without a big problem or anything like that. So definitely, if you didn't have a Marvel Universe figure of the Hulk, this would probably be the one to get. That, or try and get this one, but I think this one's kind of expensive. I kind of wish I could like swap the heads, but you can't because the pegs are a little bit smaller. But definitely a nice figure. If you like the Marvel Now Hulk, this is probably the one that you want to get. Hasbro may make one at some point, but probably not, I'm guessing. I think the next Hulk, if we get one, would probably be in the Avengers 2 movie line, but I'm not really counting on it. But you know, this is a pretty nice figure, so if you're not liking Marvel Universe that much, I would recommend you buy it. So pick it up if you get a chance, and I hope you guys enjoyed my review, so I'll talk to you guys later.